Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Exhausted to Extraordinary, a mindset hack series with me, Dr. Sharon Grossman. And today I am joined by Dr. Karydes. A very warm welcome to you from Miami Beach. And where are you hanging out?
I'm here in Chicago, in chilly Chicago. So
I gotta imagine, yeah.
I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
So what are we talking about now? Like, what is the weather out there at this point?
I think today it's a -6 wind chill, snow on the ground. But as we said off the air, I wouldn't have it any other way. I just love the seasons, and I may not always like the cold, but I really look forward to that. As we said, I went to medical school in Miami. And I missed it here, especially on the winter times, because I grew up around here, and this is my kind of weather.
Yeah, you love the winter.
I do. I like hibernating for the winter and just warm sweaters and warm cups of coffee.
Yeah, well, some people, they need those 4 seasons, and there's
Absolutely.
a lot of people like that. So I appreciate that. But personally, like, I'm happy with the sunshine year-round, which is what brings me here. But for those of you who don't know Dr. Harry, he is an emergency physician, a medical toxicologist, and medical director. And as you've already heard, he practices in the Chicagoland area. Now, he understands the issues that physicians face every day: stress, lack of motivation, and mental fatigue that have become so commonplace in medicine. For years, he struggled to keep things balanced while growing at work and thriving at home, and his success came at the expense of his health and family. He understood that something needed to change, so he crafted some habits that focus on reaching personal and professional goals without sacrificing one for the other. Really speaking my language here. Now, as a writer and national speaker who has a passion for physical wellness, he helps overwhelmed physicians, residents, and medical students to live a life of focus and balance. His mission is to give you the courage and the tools to learn, grow, and thrive in the important areas of your life. His main platform is at medicinarevived.com, where he has a blog and a podcast. And as a matter of fact, I was just interviewed for that exact podcast. Now, if that sounds intriguing, then listen up, because in just 7 minutes, Dr. Harry is going to share with us how to win the day by owning the first hour.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So this is fun stuff. We all need to hear this, whether you're a physician or not, that's for sure. And so with that, we're going to start the clock. And question number 1 is, what are the biggest challenges your ideal client faces?
The biggest challenge, I would say, is they don't even know that what they don't know, they don't know how to start the day. They don't know how to start the right day on the right foot, so that they let the day happen to themselves. So let's just get into it's rapid fire. So let's get into the morning ritual. I think is going to help most of your listeners, and it's ARISE, ARISE, affirmations, a quick one-liner, quick positive affirmation to start your day. It just to set the day off on the right foot. I know you like to make your bed. I like a positive affirmation. I am filled with gratitude. That's a positive affirmation that gets my day started off. R is read 10 pages every morning without question. I, inhalation, 5 deep cleansing breath. S, scribble, which is journaling. Take 5 minutes to write just your thoughts for the day. Nothing too extensive, just 5 minutes. And then E for me is exercise, 20 minutes of whatever you desire. Just get that body moving. Yoga, stretching, Peloton, rowing, lifting, whatever it is, you have to get the body moving 20 minutes.
So you mentioned that the biggest problem is they don't know what they don't know, but you've got this ARISE formula, which you're basically saying, like, everybody should be doing this regardless. Is that right?
100%.
Okay. And so what would you say are the typical symptoms that your client experiences with their problem, even though they may not know that they have the problem?
Well, I think they first have to recognize that they have the problem. So you have to ask yourself, how was my day yesterday, or how was my week last week? And if you've noticed that you've been mostly emotionless, like a robot, that's a red flag. Or maybe experiencing on the other end of the pendulum too much emotion, where you just kind of yelled at somebody for some inconsequential thing. The other one is that of little things getting harder and harder to do. This was an easy task. Like, let's say your car is on empty and you have to go get some gas for it. All right, we'll just go fill up the tank. But that irritates you all of a sudden. Well, that's a red flag. Or this sense of helplessness or hopelessness or apathy, or just kind of just letting the day happen, not striving for more or achieving more. Those are some of the symptoms that many of the people that I work with experience.
And question number 3, what are the common mistakes they make when trying to solve that problem? 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
Done. Going at it alone. Too many of us suffer in solitude. So they try to fix the problem themselves when they realize that there's a whole support system for you if you just have to reach out and get it. So no more suffering in solitude. Don't go at it alone. There are people just like you and just like me that can help you.
Great. Question number 4. What would be an example of a transformation that is possible after this challenge is properly diagnosed?
Create the habit. Create the habits that can lead you to success. Again, there's the Arise morning ritual. If all you do is just create that morning ritual in your day, you're going to be better off than 90% of your peers who are suffering with burnout. As we go through, some of the other resources that I have, you will expand these habits, but create the habit, create the morning ritual first.
Love that. Question number 5. What is the number one mindset hack you could give your ideal client to solve that problem? 3 minutes, 10 seconds.
Talk to yourself differently. Talk to yourself differently. It's not, I can't do this. It's how can I do this? It's not, this is going to be hard. It's how am I going to achieve this challenge? I changed the vocabulary. The word can't and don't or not able is just not part of the lexicon anymore. Change the way you talk to yourself.
Wow, that's really powerful stuff. I love that. It's a great mindset hack. Now, question number 6 is, what is one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will further help them with that problem? You got 2.5 minutes.
Done. I have a free webinar for your listeners, and it's about creating 7 habits that I feel every 21st century physician really needs to know. It's a free webinar. It goes through 7 specific habits that can get you started on that road toward success.
Okay, so is that in alignment with Arise?
It's part of it. So one of the, within one of the habits, that morning ritual we talk about that have to do with different pillars, emotional wellness, financial wellness, physical wellness. Those are part of those 7 habits. Again, it's a quick 35, 40-minute webinar, and it's free to your listeners.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot packed in there, which is amazing. So thank you for that. And lastly, question number 7, what's the one question that I should have asked you but didn't that would give great value to our audience? And you've got 1.5 minutes.
Done. The one question I probably may have asked is, what is one thing that I can do today to help me get on that road toward success? And that is to stop saying yes to everything. We talked about that on our show as well too. Stop saying yes to everything. We feel that as physicians, we're givers. We want to be people pleasers, and we want to always give. And we always say yes, because we feel that we need to, or we should, or as a physician, we have to. But I will tell you, but you say yes to that, you're saying no to something else, and that something else is usually you, right? So say no more often, and it's pretty freeing. Once you start getting into the habit of saying no, you're going to see that your self-care is going to improve, your wellness is going to improve, not only with yourself, with your family and your colleagues.
Well, I just love that you talk about saying no as a habit, right? Because we don't really think about it, but we are in the habit of saying yes if we're people pleasers, if we're overgivers, and to rebuild that into the habit of saying no. It's like such a great way of thinking about it.
Yep.
Well, Dr. Harry, it was so great having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your tips and your resources. I would love to interview you about your burnout story as well. So if you're listening to this, you want to hear more about Dr. Harry's story, join us on Decode Your Burnout, my other podcast, and we'll go a little bit more in depth and can learn from what has given you the insights to where you are today, that you are now going ahead and teaching other physicians about how to do it right. So thanks again for being here. It's been really a pleasure. And hopefully any last words you want to share?
I just want your audience to know, and I said it earlier, is do not go through this alone. Yeah. We try to fix it ourselves. We suffer in solitude, and that's what I was struggling with. And I'm telling you, take that time to learn the resources, learn the tips, learn the habits of others who have gone before you, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for checking out the Exhausted to Extraordinary podcast. If you like what we do here, head on over to iTunes to subscribe, like us, and leave us a review. It is very much appreciated. And if you're feeling burned out and want to challenge yourself, take the 7-day Burnout to Your Best Life Bootcamp. Go to 7dayburnoutchallenge.com to join for free.